Hello there, this is Mr. Dunaway, and this is just a quick video to show you how to figure out the percent of change in your stock investment portfolio. It's really simple to do. You will need to go first of all to the page, I believe it's called History of Portfolio, and you'll see something like this, but yours should be a lot longer. I just did a few dates where I took updates and then I quit doing it while I was managing the classes, and you're going to see a long list of things hopefully on your page. All right, to find the percent of change, it's really simple to do. So what you ought to do is find a place. I'll go here to cell D3 and just type in percent of change. And then I will grab, this column F here, and I'm just going to kind of change the width on it. You might grab a different one just to where it looks like. I'm going to type the percent of change into cell G3 there. Again, it doesn't really matter where you put it in your spreadsheet. Just have a place to set it and a cell to refer to. Okay, percent of change is basically, I want to know how much did my investment go up as a percent compared to my original investment, which was $100,000. So if you're in algebra, hopefully you've learned a little bit about percent of change. The first thing we're going to do is type an equal sign. You can see what I type up here, and you can also see what I type here in this cell, equals, and this is important that you put a parenthesis here, an open parenthesis. And the first thing I want to do is find the amount of change. How much did my investment go up from the first investment to the last investment? Well, the current value is this cell right here. Mine is B7, but yours again is probably like B, and you're probably down here like in the 30s. So you want to go take the most recent value of your portfolio, which you updated probably yesterday, today or yesterday. Okay, that's the cell you'll click on. So this the cell B7, your column and row number should match wherever your most recent one is there. Okay, after that you go subtract, and then you click on the original value, which was 100,000. You could type in 100,000 here, but this is a good way to do it. Just let the formulas do the work for you. Now you want to close that parenthesis. Shift 0 will give you that close parenthesis symbol. Okay, now don't hit enter just yet. What you want to do now is divide that by the original value. Okay, the original value was 100,000. Now again, we could type in 100,000, but the easiest way is just to click on the cell, and it'll also put in my case, B3. Now let's hit enter and see what that says. Okay, so I get this weird, it says 2 cents, so this cell is apparently formatted to show currency, and I don't want it to show currency, so I'm going to click on the cell. I'm going to go right click, and I'm going to go to format cells, and I would like that to be a percentage. I suppose I could do 2 decimal places. That would be fine right there. So that is going to take that value and multiply it by 100 and turn it into a percentage for me, and it'll show you there. So my percent of change is 2.31%. So it's really simple to do. Just take a moment, put that on your history of portfolio, and that's probably the most important piece of information for your investors, is how well has your portfolio performed, and the percent of change is what's going to do that. Unfortunately, many of you will probably have a negative percent of change because it's been a rough quarter. That's okay, but you need to be honest. So when you put that in there, you'll probably have that negative number in there. And depending on how you format the cell, it might even be in red. That's all right for you. So when you put it in your final project, make sure that you put the negative sign in there if you did in fact lose money. So that should take care of that question for you. Make sure you get that included. Like I said, that's a really important piece of information that needs to be in your final report.